Hi everyone again. So we just started the webinar and let's allow 3 to 4 more minutes for everyone to join us. There should be quite a few registrations today, so we'll be back in a few minutes. Hello again, everyone. Let's allow 1 more minute for the other participants to join us. I see that more and more people are coming, so we'll start in 1 minute. Hi, everyone. This is the last call. So my name is Renata. I represent the Czech-us agency. I will introduce all my colleagues here who are here with us today. And this session is recorded, so if you missed the beginning or if you have a friend who didn't make it today, they can be sure that the recorded version will be available. Now, this webinar is specifically dedicated to one of our VIP employer, Signature Pool Management in America. And we have a representative here, actually 2 representatives, who will be talking to you about how it works there, about their experience. And I will introduce the program as a whole. And also you can ask questions. Yes, someone actually found out that there is a Q&A section. Please use that section, the Q&A. It's in the middle of the screen, at the bottom of the middle screen. I don't think you can use the chat to type in there. So someone asked, can you hear some noises from my mic? No, I don't think any of you are able to unmute yourselves. Only me and the panelists are able to talk. So please, if you have any questions, use the Q&A section. I will remind you throughout the webinar so that you don't forget about it. And let's get into it. I will share the screen for you because I have a slideshow ready with some information. But before I do, and now you can see me, you will probably able to, you will be able to see me even when I share the screen. My name is Renata. This webinar is for students from the Czech Republic, from Slovakia and Poland. That's why this is in English, and our VIP employer also speaks English, so that's why we are conducting this session in English. So don't be shy, ask questions, any questions. No question is a bad question. We will answer all of them. If you missed something, ask again, that everything is okay. Emma here is representative, now a representative of Signature Pool Management as well. She will tell you her story, how she started after I introduced the program a little bit. And we have here Ashlyn, who is a representative of Signature Pool Management too. She will tell you her point of view. She will also be answering questions. We will divide the questions and answer as it's convenient. All right, now let's see if it works. I'm going to share it for you. Okay, please tell us in the Q&A section if you can see the presentation. I don't see anything. I only see the presentation. So Emma or Ashlyn, if you can just say to me, you can actually unmute yourselves to say if it works.
I cannot see it yet.
You cannot see the slideshow?
Yeah, me neither.
You neither. Where did I make a mistake? Oh, I know. I forgot to click the share button. Okay. Now, what about now?
Still nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, now yeah.
Now I can.
Okay.
Now I
Okay.
can see it. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. It took a few moments. Now, the question for all of you is, are you students? Are you university students? Because the work and travel program is only for university students, full-time university students. So if you are, that's great. If you are not, we might have a few options, but let's focus on the studies today. Now, as I said before, I represent the Czech-US agency. We are based in the Czech Republic. Also, we have a branch in Slovakia. It's called Enjoy Agency. And we have a branch in Poland, which is called Enjoy Agency as well. Now, here is the logo of the Q&A section, which you can always use and ask away. Emma will check it if there are any questions. You can probably even, if it's convenient and the question is, focused on something what I'm talking about, you can just say, hey, hold on a second. This is the question for you now to answer. So you can always do that. Great. Now, some requirements. As I said, you need to be university students, full-time university students to be eligible to participate in this program. It's a work and travel program. So obviously you have to work first, anywhere between 10 to 17 weeks. And then you have a travel period, the travel part of the program, which is, it's up to you if you do make use of it. If you use all the 30 days to travel, you can stay in America after your visa expires, after your end date, which I will talk about end dates in a moment. That's your last day of work. You can stay in America for up to 30 days. If you want to be there for only 1 week or go home directly after you start working, that's also possible. Now, there are certain rules to when you can actually go to America. It's when you finish your exams. Usually your university has an exam period. It's different for every country. For example, the earliest day you can travel to America is on May 15th. That's for the Czech Republic, also for Slovakia. Poland has a slightly different date. If you are in Poland, you can go to America only on May the 25th. Also, the end date is the last day of work. If you are in the Czech Republic, you can work up to September the 30th. If you are from Slovakia and you study there, you can work up to September the 15th, and in Poland, September the 25th. Now, you should be able to communicate in English, of course. You will be in an English environment, so you are expected to understand and be able to communicate. For the European standard is B1, B2 based on Cambridge certificates. So if you do have this level of English, or you think you have it, that's great. If you are a beginner, you can always work on your English and still have a chance to go. Now, what's also important is that you have to have a clean criminal record. If you have driven while intoxicated or something, and you have a criminal record, that's unfortunately making you ineligible to participate. Also, if you are a foreign student, international student from outside of these 3 countries, but you are a full-time student there, you are also eligible to participate. As long as you are a student in the Czech Republic, Slovakia, or Poland, and you have a university letter proving that you are enrolled in this academic year in that and that country and then at university, you are okay to go.
Okay, Renata, we have a question. What English level do I need to have?
Okay, so the English level, as I said, is if you're not familiar with the Cambridge exams, the certificates, B1, B2 levels, I will elaborate a little further. It means that you must be able to understand what the person is telling you. You must be able to communicate what needs to be communicated, because I will talk about lifeguarding in a little bit, and you, Emma, will tell us your experience also. But as a lifeguard, you must communicate with the people who attend the pool. Communicative level is necessary. If you do not have a very good English, or you're not sure, you can always reach out to us. We can have a chat in English, a couple sentences, and we will be able to tell you what you can do to improve it. But that shouldn't be a stop. That shouldn't be stopping you from going to America. You can always improve.
Okay, thank you. And there's another question. What about students in the 3rd grade? So I guess they mean those who are graduating this year.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. You can also participate. Graduating students, after you pass all your exams, you are able to go. Whether it's the undergraduate studies, which is the we call it bachelor's degree in the Czech Republic, or graduate, that's the master's degree, you can go. Even doctoral students, the PhD students, you are able to go. There is a slight restriction maybe regarding age. You should be not more than 30 years old. So hopefully you are anywhere between 19 and 29, 30. If not, reach out to us directly. I will have a slide here with contact for me, for my colleague in Slovakia and Poland as well. So it all comes down to communicating with us. Many things are possible, but are impossible to post everywhere. So just ask away.
Okay, then another question. As a Ukrainian student in Czech Republic with refugee visa, can I go on this program? And another question is, if it's necessary to be university student, I'm high school student. So I think it's necessary to be a university student.
You are correct, yes. Unfortunately, this is the regulation of the Department of State of America. You must be at least in your first year of your university studies. So if you are in high school, but also graduating from high school, reach out to me also, or other coordinators. You will have the information again. I will stress it multiple times throughout the webinar today. There are other programs that you can, participate in, but to be able to go to the USA, you must be enrolled in university. Also, the Ukrainian student, you must be a student. That's the most important part. If you have a refugee visa or any type of visa in the Czech Republic, just make sure it's valid until after you come back from America, because then you would have troubles entering the country again. So if you know that your visa expires, let's say by the end of August, make sure that you go to the Alien Police or the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to extend your visa, and then you're good to go. If there are any questions, just ask away.
One more question about the, university or students. I turned 30 2 months ago. Do I qualify?
Yes, you do. Just also, if you want to double check, triple check, always reach out to the coordinator, and we will confirm. We can have, a phone call and assure you that it's okay. Ashlyn, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say there are a couple of questions in the Q&A about lifeguard training. I think we're going to get to that later in the session. So just keep those questions going in the chat and we'll answer them in a second.
Yeah, we will cover that topic. And I will also ask you to give us your perspective on how you do it in America if you have in-service trainings, but we will get to it because this is new information for the students. So, let's get there. Let's get there. One thing about lifeguarding, we all know how lifeguarding is in the Czech Republic or in Europe in general. It's completely different from the lifeguarding in America. Here in the Czech Republic, you have usually big pools, big outdoor or indoor pools, crowded with people, and there's only one lifeguard or maybe two somewhere in the office. You don't even know where they are. And that is a little scary, right? In America, usually the pools are community pools. They can be private. It means that only people who live at a certain address have access to the pool. They usually need to prove that they are residents at that address using a pool pass. They can bring guests, of course, but if a stranger wants to enter the pool, they shouldn't be admitted. This means that there are regular people, you know, your regular faces that go to the pool, and you will make friends with them. They are used to having international lifeguards. They know that they are from Europe, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland. They want to have a chat with you. They are used to the lifeguards blowing the whistle a lot. There are pool breaks, which you will have to announce. They will, you know, go to you and ask you where you're from, if you're from Prague, and that there's good beer, awesome things. And also one more important thing about lifeguarding there, it's based on rotations. It's not like in the Czech Republic or Slovakia or Poland. Rotations in America mean that when you look at this picture, there's a lifeguard sitting on a chair. We call them chairs or stands. Those are stations. There can be multiple chairs around the pool based on which location this chair is good at the pool. And I think every pool has it differently, or every company has it differently, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think if there's about 10 people in the pool, only one lifeguard can manage and can be on the stand. Sometimes it can differ. If there are more people, there need to be more lifeguard at once. So sitting, let's say, opposite each other or at different areas of the pool to cover the whole area. And then I think usually you are there for 15 minutes in this stand, and then you rotate. You go to the other chair, to the other stand, and then to the office. You know, you can have a break. You can go use the bathroom. You can talk with other lifeguards. You can eat. So this is different from the Czech Republic. So forget about sitting in one place for 10 hours staring at one place. It's not that. It's not like that. Now, why lifeguarding? People sometimes think that it's a job where you don't do anything really and that you don't interact with people. That's the very opposite. You actually do things. You also, in America, which is the contrary to the Czech Republic and Europe, you have to take care of the pool chemistry. Sometimes there are dual roles, so maybe there is a pool operator, so you as a lifeguard don't have to do it, but some lifeguards are also pool operators, you know, in one person. So every hour you go and take a sample of the pool water and check the pH and the chlorine levels. You have to check the pump room if everything is working. This is a big difference also between Europe and the US. Now, you are responsible for life, yes, but that's a great opportunity to test yourself, to step outside of your comfort zone, also have a good piece of information in your CV, because not only does working abroad seems very appealing to your potential employer, like long-term employer in Europe, but also lifeguarding and being certified is something that many potential future employers will appreciate. Now we're getting to the pre-course and course itself. As your subjects at universities can have pre-courses, like prerequisites, for you to be able to take the exam. Here it's the same. To be able to participate in the course, you need to attend a pre-course. A pre-course is how we conduct it in the Czech Republic, Slovakia, and Poland usually, is that we meet at a pool. It's for free and it's non-binding. And we only meet for 1 hour. So we rent a pool. You don't have to pay anything. You just show up and you show us that you can swim, that you can dive, and we have a chat in English, a few sentences for us to evaluate your level. So if you're, you know, scared that your English is not good enough, we will tell you if you're good to go, or if we recommend some additional study materials, or watching TV shows helps a lot. Now, after this pre-course, we say, okay, you are a good enough swimmer. You can participate and go ahead and take the course. The lifeguarding course itself, it's not for free anymore because you passed the free pre-course and it's binding. So you will have to pay for it. And by paying and attending, it means that you are serious about the lifeguarding. It is for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. In the Czech Republic, it takes place in Prague. In Slovakia, usually in Zvolen. There is a possibility it could be in Bratislava, but let's say Zvolen. In Poland, I think it's Lublin. I'm not sure. You will find out. And it's not so much about swimming, because remember, pool lifeguard in America looks like the guy in the picture. The red thing that he is holding is called a tube, rescue tube, and you must have it on you at all times. That means when there is a situation that you need to take action and help someone, you need to have this on you and enter the water with this tube. Meaning it holds you afloat and you're using your hands to help the person, and your motor or your engine, so to say, are your legs. So it's not really about swimming per se. Now, the lifeguard courses will prepare you for any scenario that could happen. So some people ask questions. What if I have to enter the water, or I don't know how to help someone? You will know what to do. You will know how to behave, how to act in any scenario. Emma will tell us later what the regular lifeguard day looks like. And we will teach you all these necessary skills. It's about practice a lot. We will learn together CPR, first aid, how to help someone on land and in water. Because remember, emergencies can emerge not only in or by the water, but you can come, from work to your apartment, or you can go to the supermarket and someone can feel sick or something can happen there. So in this case, you will know how to act, how to help the person. That's cool, isn't it? Because you will know first aid for the rest of your life, and that's very priceless. Now, after passing the course, the 3-day course, you will get an American Red Cross certification for professional lifeguard, which will be valid for 2 years. So if you go to the USA the following summer, 2025, and then you will decide, oh, how awesome it is, you want to come back, you can, and your certification will still be valid, which means you won't have to go and attend the course anymore. You will be able to use the same certification and have it even cheaper. We will send you some online links to remind you the CPR and first aid, because from my own experience, it's very easy to forget as long as you don't practice it regularly. Ashlyn will tell us more about this. Now, yes, so today's webinar is about signature pool management. This is our VIP super employer. Why? I will tell you in a little bit. We have worked with them for many years, since I think 2017. We go to America, me and my colleague, in person every year, and we meet with the owner of the company and with the representatives. This summer, we met with Emma. She took us to some pools. She showed us how it works there. In the previous years, the owner of the company took us to some apartments. So we do know how it actually works. It's not like, oh, there's an employer we will send you there, but we know nothing about him or her, or the company in general. So we have a very friendly relationship. We vouch for this employer, and we are more than happy to send you there. And we're almost sure that you will have a wonderful summer there. They are based in Virginia. There are multiple locations where you can work. Ashlyn and Emma will elaborate and talk more, whether it's about Richmond, Virginia Beach area, or the Chesapeake area, Fredericksburg, and so forth. And there are over 100 pools within this company, so there's a lot of room for a lot of lifeguards. So if you have a friend or friends or the whole class, take them because you will not regret it. Now, I think that we might actually, I've been talking for a long time, so to switch it up, either Emma or Ashlyn, if you want to introduce Signature Pool a little bit more, you can go back and forth. You can talk about the opportunities there, about wage, hours, what if there are any bonuses. Just you can go ahead and talk about it for a little bit. Anyone?
Sure. Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and kick it off just because we had some questions about the lifeguarding classes. So my role at Signature Pools is I am the hiring manager for all of the locals. So last year we brought on almost 500 local staff. So that's high schoolers, college students that are Americans. And then I also do our lifeguard training program. So within the lifeguard course itself, and then I'll touch on one thing before I begin. Waterfront lifeguarding, we don't do at Signature. However, my recommendation for that is to go to any local beach that you're wanting to work at and try and get a job through there. The American Red Cross does do waterfront lifeguarding, but at Signature, we don't really focus on that. We do pools. So within the lifeguard class, the prerequisites that Renata touched on would be a 300-meter swim, a 2-minute water tread, and then swimming with a 5-pound brick on your chest, on your back. Like she said, you guys will have those lifeguard tubes all the time while you're working. Those lifeguard tubes hold 500 pounds. So really, as long as you can pass the prereq without a tube, that shows us that you can swim with your own body weight. So when you have the tube to help you, you'll be able to complete a rescue. We teach you all of the rescues, and then each month we do 1 to 2 in-service trainings, which is when myself and Emma and our lovely scheduler, Natalia, will come to your pools with your supervisors, and we'll just go over everything to make sure it's still fresh in your mind, that you know your CPR, you know something called an EAP, your emergency action plan, what is going to happen if in an emergency at the pool. And we just really make sure you're comfortable and confident. Emma, I think, is going to talk a little bit more about our locations. We have the whole state of Virginia. We have Richmond, we have the Tidewater area by the beach, and then a little pocket called Urbana, which is, I think, really close to all of our hearts, the Urbana area. So Emma, if you want to get into kind of where they'll be working.
Okay, so our company has 2, let's say, divisions. One division is Richmond area and then Tidewater area. So if we are gonna place you to Richmond area, that means you can work in Fredericksburg, Charlottesville, Richmond itself and the area around. Richmond is very beautiful city. I would say you can use free transportation there to get to the pools. Fredericksburg is smaller city, but it's still a city, so you have a nightlife there. You can meet many people and talk to them. They're gonna show you around. And Charlottesville it has beautiful nature. We always took our lifeguards to apple picking or peach picking and to see sunsets and stuff like this. So that's for Richmond area. Then we have Tidewater, which is basically at the ocean, but let me stop myself. You're not gonna live at the ocean front, but close to the ocean front. which means you can either live in Norfolk or Suffolk. And Hampton, where I started as a lifeguard in Hampton, it's only 30-40 minutes ride by Uber to the ocean. But on your day off, you can always take your bike, go there, enjoy the ocean, and yeah, enjoy it. And then there's Urbana, like Ashlyn said, it's really close to our hearts. It's a really small town with few people, but it has huge campground, and it's, I would say, the biggest multi-guard pool that we have. So you can be placed there. Multi-guard means that you're gonna be there with 7 more lifeguards, and you're gonna get to work with local people, so you'll get to know something about them. And that's probably everything for locations. So if you're gonna be placed to Richmond area, bear in mind you don't have to be in Richmond, like in the middle of the Richmond, in the center, but you can be in Charlottesville or Fredericksburg. And if you'll be placed to Tidewater area, that means Hampton, Norfolk, Suffolk, Virginia Beach, and Urbana. So you can Google all of these cities and look which one would fit for you the most, and then ask our hiring manager for J1s to be placed, and if it's possible to be placed to cities or towns you prefer. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. So let's ask you away. How was your journey, Emma? How did you start working for Signature? How many years has it been now? Did you work where you wanted to work, or were you placed somewhere else and you fell in love with the area? How was it?
Okay, so as a university student, I didn't know what to do during the summer, and my classmate asked me if I want to go to US with her to be lifeguard. I was kind of scared because I wasn't so confident in swimming, I would say. So, but I took the pre-course and I took the course and I did it. So don't worry, even though you're not somehow like completely sure you can swim well, you can. You're gonna make it. We took the course, and yeah, we were looking for some employer, and from Enjoy, our coordinator, she told us to go and try Signature Pool Management. I worked with them, and so we took our chances. And when we got to US, it was very funny because we communicated with everybody in English, and suddenly we stepped out of the car, and this guy, he was like, "Hi girls," in Slovak language. So we were like, oh, wow, at least we have somebody we can confidently talk to, because we were of course scared. First time in US, we knew how to speak English, but still you are not that confident. And he took us to Hampton. We thought we were gonna be in Virginia Beach, oceanfront, but when I look back, it didn't even matter because we had great roommates. I worked in at the single pool, and it was really close to our apartment. The apartment was beautiful. We had groceries really close, and I'm still in touch with some of my roommates from 2019, which was that year. And then COVID hit after well, we went home, and then COVID hit. We of course wanted to go again with my classmate, but couldn't for 2 years. And in 2022, when the borders finally opened up for us, we were like, okay, let's go. And yeah, they placed us in Urbana. And when I first got there, I called my mom like, oh, I'm in this small town, nothing is here. It's only one small grocery store. What am I gonna do here? I wanna go to parties. But don't worry, you'll have parties in Urbana because everybody lives really close together. Like we were neighbors with other J1s, and also it's a huge multi-guard. You have slides there and you can enjoy that pool as well on your day off. You can go down the slides. It's basically a water park. So I fell in love with Urbana, and most of the people that work there, their first impression was, oh, I don't want to be here, but after summer, everything is wonderful in Urbana. So the next year, my supervisor told me that I'm gonna be a pool manager here in Urbana. And it was the year I graduated university, so I was kind of sad that this is end of my summers in US and I won't see these people again, because we became friends. Even with Ashlyn, she was the one that made us pull out people that were fake drowning, but we became friends because it helped us. And it helps you throughout the summer that you can refresh your memory, how to save somebody and blah, blah, blah. So I was scared, sad, but then in December, I got a call if I want to be a supervisor because I did a great job as a lifeguard. So without a blink of the eye, I said, yeah, of course. And I came back from US 2 weeks ago, and I'm counting down the days when I can go back again and see all of you guys there again, and the new people as well. So that was my journey from lifeguard to supervisor, I would say.
That's a wonderful story. I will have more questions, and probably the participants here will have also questions, but let's get into some numbers again. I hope you still can see the slideshow. These are the terms and conditions for this upcoming season 2025. So now if you are going to the US and to work to Signature Pool for the first time, your wage, your hourly wage will be $15 per hour. And then anything above 40 hours per week is called overtime. And every hour of this overtime is 1.5 times. So you don't make $15 an hour anymore, but suddenly $22.50 per hour for every hour that is above 40. Hopefully you can see the guaranteed hours per week is between 50 to 55. It also depends on your performance, meaning, and you will learn this at the lifeguard courses, one of the biggest no-nos is a phone in the chair, because the primary role of the lifeguard is prevent anyone from drowning, and you can do it when you're scrolling your Instagram, right? So you will learn about some restrictions or rules about lifeguarding. So if you're performing great, you should have 50 to 55 hours. Also, you will talk to your supervisor or to your employer. We in the agencies are not able to guarantee anything, but you will get contacts and you will have interviews with the employer, so you can ask any specific and more detailed questions right there. Now, why is this employer so great, and why do we call this employer a VIP employer? I will skip a few slides and go back. Because there's a great offer for you guys. Usually and generally, lifeguards from Europe, but from Slovakia, Poland, and the Czech Republic are great because we are hardworking. We are in America only for a certain period of time, so we want to experience the life there, the work there, so we work hard. Now, I know that you all have exams, and the exam period has a certain extension from when to when. But when you make sure that you pass all the exams early on and get to the US by a certain date, you can save a lot of money on the expenses. So, for example, if you are able to come to the US by May the 22nd, which means the following day, May the 23rd would be your first day at work, you will not have to pay the program fee. Now, there are certain fees that you need to pay to the participation fee to the agencies. Then you pay for the visa to the embassy, of course, your flight ticket, but the huge portion of the entire expenses is this program fee, which you pay to the visa sponsor. A visa sponsor is a third party. It's a necessary institution that covers this whole work and travel program. Without the visa sponsor, there would be no work and travel. And this visa sponsor gives you insurance for every single day that you work in America. That's why it can be expensive. And also they give you a very important document that you need to bring with you to the embassy. Without that document, they will not give you the visa. Now, this program fee can change slightly depending whether you're in the Czech Republic or Slovakia or Poland, but roughly it's about $1,300, $1,300. And if you come and start working no later than on May the 23rd, you don't have to pay this fee. So you don't have to pay the $1,300. Also, you will get reimbursement for the lifeguard training up to $300. So you will have to pay for the training up front, but then in your first paycheck, you will get $300 back. For the program fee, you won't even have to pay it up front and get the money back. You don't have to pay it at all. So you don't have to, find the money somewhere or ask your parents, hey, mom and dad, can you just lend me $1,300 because I need to pay this? You don't have to do that because the employer will pay that for you. Also, sure, go ahead.
Add to it. So there's another advantage to come to the US to work for us before 23rd, and that's that we are gonna manage transportation from Washington, D.C. to Richmond. If you're gonna come to US after, you're gonna have to find your own way to Richmond, and we can manage transportation from Richmond or Norfolk. So if you come before 23rd, you're just gonna land in Washington, D.C., and we're gonna pick you up from there and drive you to Richmond. So I think that's a huge advantage as well.
Definitely. So we want to make it as easy as possible for you. If it's your first year in America, we want you to have a smooth process throughout. Now, if you can't make it and start working by May the 23rd, there are two more options. Let's say that you can make it by the end of May 30th, actually. So it would mean you arrive in America on May the 29th, and the following day you will go to work for the first time. Then out of the 1,300 roughly, Signature will pay 60% of that entire fee, meaning you will only have to pay $449. And you can see $835 will be paid by Signature. Now, if it's still too early for you to arrive, you have a third option. If you come by June the 5th, meaning the following day on June the 6th, you will go to work for the first day, for the first time. You will pay roughly 50% of the entire fee, the $1,300, meaning you will only have to pay $599. But one thing I didn't mention is the CVIS fee. I think you can all see it here. What is CVIS? The US government has a system where they record every single person, student who enters America. So they want to know who is on their land. And for this, you have to pay $35, but Signature will pay it for you. So you will save another $35. What about your end date? End dates are, or an end date is your last day of work. Generally, it's on Labor Day. For 2025, Labor Day is on the 1st of November. Sorry, November, September. November is now. On the 1st of September. So the 1st of September will be your last day at work unless you make another agreement with the employer during your interview. There might be a possibility to work a little bit later, but then I don't think, maybe Ashlyn can confirm, there are no, like, you can't guarantee 50 to 55 hours per week anymore after Labor Day.
That is correct. That's correct.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Now, Emma, are there any questions regarding money or the fees, or Ashlyn, you are able to look at it too?
Nope, I can't see any questions regarding that, but there's one question about, hello, what about a foreigner? I'm a Kenyan. I think it means
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So probably you've missed the beginning of the webinar. If you are a full-time student at a Czech, Slovak, or Polish university, and you have a letter from your university saying that you are enrolled, you are eligible to participate, and you have to be no older than 30 years old. So if you do meet these requirements, you are good to go.
And also, if they can leave on August 30th, I don't think that's an option because one of the requirements is to have an end date on 1st of September. So if you want to get refunded, you're gonna have to stay till that date, till September the 1st, at least.
Yeah, look at it this way. It's only one day. So you will just work one more day, and Signature will pay these fees for you. If you're not able to, I don't think it's an option, even if you came by May the 22nd, but you would have to leave by August the 30th. They wouldn't pay the fees for you because the requirement is for you to stay until the 1st of September. Right. Now
how long do they have to decide on employer if you have some specific date?
Do you mean the deadline? I think so. Yeah. So basically, the sooner the better. Because it's not limitless, right? There is a certain number of lifeguards that Signature is able to hire. There is room for a lot of lifeguards, but every week there are interviews. So the hiring process has started a few weeks ago. And if you are thinking about going to America and have been for some time, it means that you probably should go and give it a try. But otherwise, generally, the program will be open until, let's say, the end of March. But then you might be too late, or we can't really guarantee the spot for you because students register every day, and Signature Pool Management is one of the top employers, and I don't blame people for wanting to go work for Signature. I would go too. I want to be a student again. So if you've been thinking about it, reach out to me, or I don't know which country you're from. Reach out to the coordinator, schedule a phone call or a video call, and we can discuss it. But just don't hesitate and go for it, because you will not regret. I skipped a few slides, so I will go back. Yeah. Now, Emma, you touched on housing a little bit. So we have some pictures of housing here. How did your housing look? Because I myself also visited a few places, and they almost look exactly like we can see in these pictures, which it's real.
Yes, so we rent 2-bedroom apartments and 3-bedroom apartments. 2-bedroom apartment is for 4 people, so we don't put more than 2 people in one room. And usually, if it's a 2-bedroom apartment, they have 2 bathrooms, and 3-bedroom apartments has 3 bathrooms as well. So in 3-bedroom apartments, 6 people. Apartments are usually located close to the pools the lifeguards would work at, so it's not more than 6.5 miles, so they can easily bike there. And yeah, we try to look for the apartments that are in nice neighborhood, have washing machine, dryers, everything. You don't have to pay for washing machines and look at all these shops you can see in movies, because you're gonna have it in the apartment. And we provide you with the mattresses, bed frames, and some kitchen utensils, also like basic needs, pots, some plates and knives. Everything you need, you're gonna have there upon your arrival. And yeah, the apartments look like this, I would say. So I was always satisfied. Maybe the only thing that lifeguards could have be mad about, or how should I say it, is that we do not provide Wi-Fi for them. But it's really easy to just go to Verizon and ask for a Wi-Fi, and they're gonna set it up for you. You just have to pay for it. But it's easy in US, and yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, regarding the Wi-Fi, I think everyone has a smartphone these days, right? So I think it's even easier to just buy a SIM card or an eSIM card and pay for a monthly plan. Don't worry, we will have a so-called pre-departure orientation where we will talk about this stuff. So if you have questions regarding your flight tickets, or how to open a bank account, or about your data and phones, we will cover it right before you leave for America, so don't worry about that. Now, maybe Ashlyn, you can touch on some fun events within the company. Do people get together? How does it work?
Yeah, so something that I think really separates Signature from other pool companies is, one, the accommodations are really nice. So we really try and make sure that you guys feel comfortable while you're here, and safe as well. And part of feeling comfortable and safe is having a good community. And something that we have just started this year is doing employee events as well as trips. So previously, we've always done trips. So every summer, every student will have the opportunity to go on an employee-sponsored trip to either Washington, D.C. or Virginia Beach. So this is a great opportunity for people who live at the beach in that Tidewater area to maybe go to Washington, D.C., or people who live in Fredericksburg, close to D.C., to go to the beach. Obviously, you can see from these pictures, we've gone to water country before, to Washington, D.C., to the beach. We've taken people to go see the NASA station. And then once per month, we also do area-specific events. So in the pictures on your left, you can see we take them out to go to karaoke. We do escape rooms. In Charlottesville, there's a beautiful mountain called Carter Mountain, and we take them to see a summer concert series. And this is all paid for by SPM. We usually provide food, drinks, and whatever activity that we're doing. And it really, this year, turned out well. You guys got to make some community and make some friends. And I think it was probably the thing that everyone enjoyed most. And we're super excited to keep that going. Just going into the questions here, just want to make sure everything's answered. From Emma, she did mention that all of our accommodations and apartments are within 6 miles of a pool. And part of most of the agreements is that you're willing to bike 6.5 miles to work. If you are working at a pool that's over 6.5 miles, we will provide transportation. So there are some apartments that are really far away from pools, and maybe we provide a car, or maybe we'll provide rides. That's something that we'll get more specific on once we get your pool assignments, but usually transportation will be provided, or you will be biking. Your typical schedule, maybe you won't, do I have time to travel during the summer? Every lifeguard gets 1 day off a week, and Emma, stop me if I'm saying anything incorrect. You do get 1 day off per week, and to my knowledge, you can request for other days off, but they're not guaranteed outside of that 1 day off per week.
Yes, so, that's because we guarantee those 50 to 55 hours per week, so you have to get them somehow, and that's what separates us from other employees as well, that we provide you with more hours. So, but yeah, one full day off is usually, yeah.
Do we usually work at one pool? It depends on where you are. So if you're working in Urbana, the likelihood is you will be at the 2 options, Grace Point or Bethpage. You're going to be there all summer long. If you're in Richmond or Virginia Beach, you're going to rotate between the same 4 to 6 pools. Typically one apartment. So if there's 4 people in that apartment, those 4 people will have 4 pools that they work at. And you 4 people will rotate between those pools. So you always have a kind of a fresh pool. You don't get bored, but you also get to learn each system that you're working with. All right. Any other questions in here? And then I'm going to have Emma touch on, I see lots of questions about H-2B visas, so I'm going to have Emma touch on that a little bit later. But I think that's all in terms of accommodations and employee events. Another question about accommodations. I would like to travel to the USA with my friend or boyfriend. Will you place this at the same pool? Can you have the same schedule and days off? Typically, and I'm not going to say this as an absolute, but typically we can accommodate for people who are together. We can put them in the same room. We can put them in the same area. If you are working at the same pool, it's kind of unlikely because we don't have many multi-guard pools. But if you are in Urbana, then yes, you guys will be working at the same pool.
And also the apartments are really close to each other, and lifeguards always visit each other and have parties. So don't worry, even if you are gonna come with your girlfriend or boyfriend, yes, you're gonna be placed together, you're gonna be in the same room and nobody else gonna be there, don't worry. But if there's gonna be like group of 5 people, it can happen that you're gonna be 4 people will be placed in 2-bedroom apartment and 1 person has to be somewhere else, but we're gonna place him or her to the closest apartment to yours. And you always meet new people. And we had the one question or one lifeguard from last year said that they had beautiful accommodations, so thank you, Samo. that he can confirm. But you live close to each other, and even though you there without your friends, people who are gonna live with you, don't worry, you'll become friends. Yeah, I can confirm. I got there with 1 friend and left with 4 other. So
Perfect, thank you. Also, reminder, if you do have questions, use the Q&A section because you're not able to type in the chat section. Now we are nearing the end, but Emma will touch on the H-2B visas briefly. Let's see what we have here. You can make a screenshot or take a picture of this slide because there are contact details for the Czech Republic branch, for Slovakian branch, and for Polish branch. Now you can always go to the website and to the contact section and you will get to us somehow. Right. If there are any other questions, go ahead and ask. Otherwise, Emma, you can start.
Yeah. There's also a question about how much is total cost of fees and bills until I will land in America. So I had to pay when I was a J1 that program fee, service. Then there was $1,300 plus $35. Then we paid around $300 for the lifeguard training. I'm not sure, it was 2 years ago. And yeah, the flight ticket. The flight ticket is around $600. And what I would recommend you when you're gonna look for flight tickets, please don't buy flight tickets to New York. It doesn't worth it. So it's just my friendly recommendation. And about H-2B visas, well, H-2B visas are different than J1s because that sponsor is your employer, basically. So my visa sponsor is Signature Pool Management, and they had to tell me or ask me if I'm willing to go to work for them. So I didn't have to pay any program fees, but they had to ask me, and I don't have any coordinator yet, like you have, Renata or Aťka in Enjoy. I had to go to embassy by myself. I basically had to do everything by myself. And that's probably it. I mean, I would love to tell you more about it, but I don't want to give you wrong information. So if you are interested in H-2B visas, I would recommend you to contact Peter, our hiring manager for international students, and he also hires international employees. And you can shoot him an email at peter@sigpoolsba.com. I can type it down to the...
Yeah, sure. Well, we can also give you this information, you know, respectively if you're interested. But most of you here are students, so what you really want to focus is on using the agency because we will help you throughout the process, and you're not here alone. Every step of the way, we are here. And you basically just follow the instructions that we send you in the emails and over WhatsApp because we're cool and we're using WhatsApp instead of emails too, and social media. So you don't have to worry that you would be doing all by yourself. What Emma was talking about is just an option for you after you graduate, but you know, get in touch with us and we'll give you more information. What you want right now is the J1 visa. This will be the type of visa for students who are enrolled in universities, and that makes you eligible to work in America on this type of visa. Now, are there any other questions in the Q&A section?
There's one small question about vending machines and snack bars at pools. Some of our pools have them, some of them don't. We always like lifeguards to come prepared with lunch, water, sunscreen, towels, things like that. Many lifeguards, they will just bring a book bag with their towel, their lunch, extra water, sunscreen, all of that stuff. Some of our pools, though, especially our multi-guard pools and our pools in Urbana, they do have snack bars. So it really just depends on where you are. And like I said, you will rotate most of the time through different sites. So you should be able to experience pools with and without. I'm seeing another question come through. You know, what if somebody dies? Like that is unfortunate, and it is something that we should all think about. Signature Pool Management has multi-million-dollar insurance policies to make sure that if this does happen, nobody is held responsible. So we recognize that lifeguarding is a truly important position, but we also recognize that accidents happen. And though we have not seen any of those accidents, thankfully, there are protections in line that if something does happen, even if it is you are on stand and you're paying attention and you miss something, again, accidents happen, and you will be prepared, and we are prepared and we're covered for that. And you will be prepared too. You will have lots of training. You'll have lots of opportunity to use mannequins. We do live action responses, so real people, real actors going to like they're drowning. So I have a strong feeling you will feel prepared, but we will also support you should anything happen. There's no room for legal repercussion.
Yeah, and as a former lifeguard, I can confirm that if you pay attention, there's not gonna be anything that can happen, like dangerous situation. Most of the time when I worked on multi-guard was scratched knees from the slides or scratched elbow. So we used band-aids a lot. That's basically it. So you don't have to be worried about not passing the training or anything, or that you're gonna forget how to do CPR, because we do in services and try to refresh your memories throughout the summer. And it really helps, and it's fun to drag somebody out of the pool and he's just fake drowning. It's really fun because everybody just stands around the pool clapping and they're like, oh, awesome, good job. So it's great.
Yeah, it is fun. And then I see another question coming through. If I need to use the restroom, what happens? Typically, all of our pools are set on, like Renata mentioned, a rotating schedule. So there will always be a time for you to use the restroom. If you're at a multi-guard pool, it'll be, you can flag down your manager and say, hey, can you sit in the stand while I use the restroom? If you're at a single guard pool, you can call an adult swim, or you can wait until every single guard pool has a mandatory safety break every hour for 20 minutes. And that will be a great time for you to use the bathroom, put on your sunscreen, check the water, do anything you need. Will I be in uniform? Emma, I'm just going to grab that while I'm yapping. Yes, you will be in uniform. If you are working as a pool attendant, you'll have a t-shirt. If you're working as a lifeguard, you will be given or provided the full lifeguard uniform consisting of the swimsuit, a visor, your whistle, your swim trunks. I will say for all of the lovely Europeans in the chat, we are making our swim trunks shorter. I think of the Americans had really long swim trunks and they just were not the vibe, but we're getting 5 and 7 inch trunks this year. So you guys should be excited about that. And those uniforms are $75 and they're taken out of your first few paychecks incrementally.
And also girls can choose between bikinis and full body swimsuits. So
yeah, thanks. That's very helpful. I used to be a lifeguard too. You know, some people are less comfortable showing their body, some are more comfortable, so there's always options for you. It doesn't mean that you have to run around in a bikini set, not at all. Now let's see if I can play the video here. That's Emma, is it from your first year or is it like a compilation of the clips throughout your years in America?
Yeah, the option B, it's from 2019 until this year. The last picture I say is our owner's dog that usually visits us in the office. So everybody likes dogs. That's why I included it there.
All right, so hopefully it works. Now I'm gonna play it. Or not. Yeah. But don't look down. I love it. I want to go back. Now, sorry. I think it was the last slide. So if there's anyone who has last minute questions, go ahead and ask in the Q&A section. You can always reach to me, my colleague in Slovakia or in Poland. So make a screenshot of this slide. And
there's one more question, but I think it's for you. It's
okay.
What are the most common reasons for J1 visa denial?
So what the embassy requires from you is proof that you are tied to the country where you study. Meaning you must have proof of your studies, the university letter that says you are enrolled in the academic year until the end of the second semester. Usually it's August the 31st. Then they will probably ask you a few questions about your family, where your parents work, and when you want to come back to the Czech Republic. So you just need to prove to the officer at the embassy or the agent that you want to experience America, but you want to go back to your country. Those are the main points that I would stress. Any other questions?
No, I think we answered all of them.
Perfect. Again, reach out to us anytime via email or phone. We will answer your additional questions. I just want to say that myself, as a former participant of this program, I participated 3 times and I was a lifeguard manager, and a supervisor too. So we all who work in agencies, we have been in America and experienced this program somehow. So we know how it is from the student's point of view. So we try to accommodate your needs as much as possible. And hopefully Emma can confirm, we who have participated, we divide our lives into 2 parts: the life between America and the life following our American experience. There is nothing in between.
Yes, I can confirm.
Yeah. So again, if there are no additional questions, thank you all for participating. A special thank you to Ashlyn and Emma for being here. Your insight and input was very important for the participants, for me as well. We have been recording this session, so when we finish, it should hopefully save. And if you want to review or rewatch it again, reach out to us because you registered, so you know where to find us. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you for letting us introduce our beautiful company, and I hope I'll see many of these participants in person and in US.
Thank you. So have a good rest of your evening and see you in America. Bye.